Hello. We got a blank project. Um, what? I'm gonna make something stupid simple. Gonna be a snake game, the generic kind for now. Might add some extra exciting stuff in the future. Um, Something that my girlfriend can put her art in, her game art. Right. I literally don't need. I don't need. I don't think I put anything in the aid one. I think. I'm just gonna delete all that. Um, Starters, I think I want some keep it simple, stupid simple. You clip out towards the end of sentences ish. Okay. I don't know. Uh, Hello. Okay. So let me expression. I don't want to. What about here? Hello. Yeah. You sounds good. I don't know how loud I am. So we're gonna do a funny. Maybe -40. Nope. You can hear me type 37. And then the close threshold, 30 maybe. Okay, well, let me know if it gives you problems still. Or if you can hear other stuff like my keyboard clicking or something. You really don't have to yell, I can hear you. I just wanna, triangle's fine, I don't really care. Maybe, yeah, triangle's good because that shows us what way it's also moving. I don't know, yeah, this is just an empty class that I can put stuff in here. I'm going to be using VS Code because that's what I have set up already. And it works for me. Plus, the auto formatter is extremely nice. Okay, so where to start? You probably want this guy to start moving. Probably going to want a folder player. And it's not going to be a very complicated game. So let's try just player movement or player controller possibly. I'm not sure. The player controller is gonna be. I don't think I need this then. Um, I'll probably just. I don't know. I might end up putting the inputs in here. So, okay. For snake, what do we need for snake? We need a, well, probably maybe like a direction, maybe. We're going to be facing, we're going to want a public void set. Nope, we might not want to set direction. Well, if it's going to be in here, then we won't use this, but I'm not sure. But we're going to do, on start, we're just going to action equals 1. It might be better to do, I don't remember how these work. Hold on, it's been a minute. Unity enum definitions. C# enum definitions. I don't know. I want it to be enumerable so I can just, I mean, I guess I'm just going to set it to 1 so it doesn't really matter. But that's not very helpful. Is it not right? What's identifier expected? Am I crazy? What am I missing? Equation. Oh, they're not strings. That's what I'm missing. I'm sorry. They don't need to be strings. They're just names. So we're going to default the to direction up. We're going to have a current, I guess current here is probably better. Current direction up. And then what we're going to do is on update, seems reasonable. Well, what I might do is a enumerable, I think, enumerator, move, right? And what we're gonna do is, so we're gonna do, do I need to do that? Okay, it returns the enumerator. So on destroy, we obviously want to get rid of this. What are the, I don't know if this is necessary. I think it's just clean. Unity. Or sorry, not that. QWERTY. It's just stop, I guess. It's probably fine. When destroy is called in the game up, instead the quarantine is removed from the scheduler, stops executing. On disable, called immediately. On destroy is called the end of the frame. You don't need to manually call them. Okay, so I don't need to manually get rid of it, apparently. That's fine. We're just gonna have this, and as long as it's, well, let's do like a, for the sake of it, for later. I can have this tool, start, move, and end move, right? So what I can do with these later is move coroutine equals, I could just take this, actually, and we can do a stop coroutine, this. We'll actually just put that in there. So what we're gonna do anyway, we're gonna take this, and this is gonna be the primary move loop, so it'll force our character to move. I'll set up a grid later. For now, I just wanted to move every frame in the direction, probably by some speed value. So, right. And then what we'll probably do is, while true, we want to, is it, it's not return, it's yield. Return. No, I think. So we'll wait for the next frame and we'll just move in the direction. So direction is if up, down, left, right. I mean up, down, left, right. So it's like a vector 2 with I don't know if you can do this. Hold on. I don't know if I can do this in this language or not. Hmm. You cannot do it, but I might be able to um, oh well, that's a shame. Doesn't matter. We're gonna do um, I don't even need to. I think I can just do a move vec is a new vector 2 with um, uh, how do I even do this? I don't need a direction. I can just make this a vector 2. Yeah, it's too much extra for no reason. But what we are going to do is vector 2 dot up. And then I literally don't need this. And that simplifies and I don't have to do anything. We can instead maybe set direction vector 2 new direction. It's just going to be current direction equals new direction. This is why I was unsure if I actually need this function at all. This is only if it's going to be public, like if I need some other bit of code to change the direction. We're going to have this. I think we're just going to get a transform that position plus equals current direction times move speed. That position, I can't do plus equals. Is there a problem? Oh, it's not a vector 3. It needs to be a vector 3. So we can just set this for once a frame. I mean, this is really simple. I really didn't need to make it overcomplicated like that. I thought I was just going to track it so that I could print it out or something, but it really doesn't matter. And then we can take our triangle player, you know, really easy. Put that on there, move speed of like 1, and then we can play it. And you'll see it move, and I'll set up the controls later. Can we move this up? It's not doing it. You know why? Because I didn't start it. If I'll leave start and stop for like stop move. I'll leave start and stop for like if you pause. I probably want to. Well, I can stop game time. I'm not sure what I want to do about pause. At pause, I guess normally you'd stop game time, but if you die, I want to be able to stop it, or you know, without having to delete the game object or destroy the script or whatever. So you can just press restart and I can just move you back and not have to reload anything. Well, that was insane. That's pretty fast. Let's try that. 0.01. Easy, just starts moving. Cool. I'm gonna make the screen much bigger. 15, I guess. I don't know how big it's gonna end up being, but you know, there you go. Look at that. All right. And then we can do inputs. So I can either put inputs in here, or I can change this to player move. Player move. Right. And I can go in here, I can make it player move. So I can have the controller just be something, the input manager here can take the map to inputs. It could be like, we really only want one player. So, I mean, there's probably a really useful script that you could do. I think file, and this is going to be maybe this, I'm not sure. And what we're gonna do is, this is just gonna be a public static singleton instance. Oh, this isn't gonna work. I don't know what I'm thinking, dude. I'm jumping around. Hold on. Oh, you wanted me to read chat while I was doing this? The fact that this is being recorded is making it really hard to focus. It's like No, it's not you. It's like the fact that there's record of every little tiny stupid thing that I do makes me do stupid things that are completely unnecessary. I don't even need to get that because I can have a reference to a player. I can have things move if I want to, other things. But there is only ever going to be one player, so it's fine. Hmm. I don't remember. Can I like assert? And then how does that work? Oh, it's not a method. One second. Let me Google the assert for that. Assert. Oh yeah, it's assert dot is null instance else uh you really shouldn't be doing this. So I should be able to do that, right? Because assert's gonna I've never used assert before. Condition to verify assumptions and conditions in your code can help catch bugs. What does it actually do? Does it stop it? Only included in development builds. Okay, so is this just a message that shows up? I don't know. Like if I had two of these, for example, what happens? Okay, so it doesn't do anything else. I want to destroy game object maybe. I definitely don't want there to be a second player. I guess it really doesn't matter that much. I didn't need to do that. Okay, so anyway. So we have that. If there's ever somehow there's a second player in a level, it'll yell at you in the development mode and it'll destroy itself. For this, I guess we do want these to be, this is obviously going to be public. This is going to be not what I meant to press. Public, nope. Okay, so what we're going to do, I mean, pretty simple move. Changing the direction should be fine. So inside of Unity, we have the input actions. Now I believe, yeah, oh, I have it right there, right here. Input manager's fine, I don't really care. That's just gonna exist. What we're gonna do is on awake. Don't destroy on load, game object. Or rather, I guess this. So once we actually load, we don't want it to destroy whenever we switch scenes. So this is just gonna have a reference. I am not super well versed in the new input system. So we're gonna do like Unity. You have to read input system. Inputs, I guess, I don't know. It's already set up with some buttons that I think would be more than enough to use, so. So I know we have something like an asset. So like, for example, we might have a, like, is it, jeez, I gotta find the docs on it real quick. Unity input system documentation. Yep, that looks right. Quick start, maybe? We have input actions, that's fine. How does it know? Project wide actions. Okay, so let's just set the input system dot actions. Okay, so it should be simple, I guess. This is gonna be input action move. I guess that's it. And then on start, we want to get it. So on the first frame, we want to go get that stuff. Move action, input system actions, find action. I think it's just move. Yep, just move. So that's going to give us a vector 2. And what we're going to do, can I make this? I definitely want it to be a vector 2, but I want it in a way, like what does deep head do? I don't know what deep head does. Let's find out. We're gonna do a, does it need to be using, it's the, not the actions. There is a data type. So we would do like move action dot add. Listen, no, dot. Oh, performed. Yeah, equals a void as a public. And it's like an input action context? No. I need to find out. Sorry, I don't remember. What is this? It's like, what are you? What are you called? It's some fucking, I just call them CTX, but I don't remember what they're called. Like what the data type is, or the object name. Jesus, man. I don't want that. I want, why can't I? Responding to actions? Because I don't have a read action. I don't need was performed. It's like a, oh, interesting. Oh, that's new. I don't remember you being able to. I guess you can like trace the inputs over time, like if you want a string of them or something, I would assume. Yeah. Good God, this is stupid. What? Okay, it's Jesus. It is this. It's input action dot callback context. That's what I need. And then so we can do on move action. So we can have this so whenever you perform it, I want to see what it does. So we're just gonna, I think it's debug dot log move action value. And then it's ctx.read value vector2. I think I can just print that unless I'm missing something again. It says dped, but I'm not sure. Hmm. I don't think it matters. I think what we're gonna do is probably write this in such a way that we ignore inputs for the same direction. So if you're holding up or something and you're already moving up and then you press like up and to the left, you're just gonna move to the left. Or if you're already moving to the left, you press up and to the left, it's just gonna be up. Vector2 value, ctx.read value, vector2. So we can do that, and then what we do is we want to, the cool thing about this is doesn't matter what I set it to. So what we're gonna do is player move dot instance dot set move set direction to value. I mean, that should be pretty simple. So I guess I want to be able to read the value. Current direction. So what happens if I dot valley dot current direction? So I don't need you. So if I read it, current direction equals this. So if I take my current value and I subtract the current movement, so if I were to be going like, I don't know, if I were to be going up and I gave like this input, and I guess it would end up being like this, which is not what I want. I want to, well, no, it wouldn't. Yes, it would, because it's about half. So if it's half, I guess I want to take half of it, maybe. Divided by this. And then, oops. So if I take, let's say 5, oops. Well, if this is 1, then this is going to be 0.7, I think. No, it's not that simple. It's not half. Is this not half up, half one? I have an idea to make it way more simple. Take this value, because it's not supposed to be like a. I want a non-normalized one. How do I do that? Like it's just normalized by default. I don't want it to be normalized. um, it should not be normalized ideally. Because then if I subtract it, it's not going to matter. It's just going to be 1 minus 1 in the whatever axis, so it's 7. Like, you see it's normalized by default, and I absolutely don't want that. I don't. How do I change that? Like, so I see that there's a processor that I can normalize it, but I don't. How do I unnormalize it? I don't. Jesus Christ. Unity. Input system vector 2 is normalized by default. How to not normalize it. What's the problem? Often digital normalized. Yes, but how? Change it from digital normalized to digital. I mean, it's a vector 2. I don't see the problem. Button? Nope. Pass through. I don't think that's going to matter, but I don't know what that does, so why not? Let's find out. Let's see what it does. No, it doesn't do anything at all. Value, vector 2. Is there some other thing that I'm supposed to? I don't get it. There's no processor. Click the minus button. I mean, it's normalized, right? Minus. Like, I don't. I can't be the only one that wants it to not. To the composite mode setting or default behavior, there's no processors at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, is it this? Is this? Digital, oh, okay. This is what I want. Digital's fine. So it's not the whole binding, it's just WASD is normalized. What I would like to do is for like a joystick or something, if I could force it to be I guess I don't know. I don't know. No joysticks, I guess. Screw joysticks. This is for PC. I guess I don't care that much right now. Okay, so now we got 1, 1, right? So that's crazy. So if we do down 1, up 1, right? And, oh, okay. So we don't want that then. Alright. I just wanted to know how to... Anyway, so we can set it to the value, frankly. And then what we can do, set direction. I'm just going to let it be this, and I'm going to do it inside, because I don't care. This doesn't need to be, no, that one does, this one doesn't. It's pretty simple. Right, we're just going to set the value. Clean that up so we just have one line here, it's fine. So current direction, new direction. I guess what we want to do is, because if the new direction is 1 up, if it's now, if the new direction is 1 up plus 1 that way, and we subtract 1 up, it should just be to the side then. Right? Am I fucking stupid? I don't. That should be all you need, right? If I'm moving to the left and I choose left and up. Oh, yeah, but there's a problem. What if I press up and I'm already going up? I thought I was being clever. I wasn't. It kind of worked there for a second. Alright, that's not what you want to do. This is... I don't like this. Um, Are there 5 people watching? Please don't. Please don't watch me. I don't want to be watched. This is stupid. This is too much. I just want... it's fine. I guess I want to say if new there does not equal current direction. If it's not the current direction, then change it. That should be fine too. Yay. It's going great. Can I make it one or the other? Input system bid 2. Do I need to split them into 2 separate axes to do that? Or I guess I'm gonna have to do it myself. I want Unity input system events. What events do we have that we can? What events do we have that we can use? No, input action events is what I meant. Input action events. Yes, yada yada. So started. Okay, so started is probably what we want. What happens with started? What does that look like? I think we might switch it to 2 axes instead. And on started, because then we'll only get, X or Y. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So instead of just move, I'm going to duplicate this. Huh? New input system. Sorry. The input system. I got the docs up on the side. It's 1.17. When I say new, it's not new anymore. It's just compared to like 5 years ago, 5 to 8 years ago, whenever I started using it, the old input system was wildly different. But we can move X with this, and we can move Y. You can still use the legacy input system too. I honestly have I haven't used it in so long as well. I think I've traded that in for my very minimal knowledge on this one. But we can take a axis here, and we just want on the X. We don't want W and S. We just want the left and the right for that. And I don't know. I'm not gonna do joysticks. I don't know how to do that right now. We're just not gonna worry about that right now. What we are gonna worry about we're sorry, my girlfriend's dancing like a crazy person in the hallway. What are you doing, dude? Anyway, so I think I got that right. Left and right AD, and S and W. So what we're gonna do, because I think it would be easier. So the thought here is we can take move X and move Y separately so that they interfere with each other, since we only want the left and right, or we only want one axis at a time, and I don't want to worry about subtracting them or doing anything like that. So we can take these twice, and what we're gonna do is move Y and move X are gonna be very similar, but the difference being vector 2 equal a new vector 2 with the, in this case, context. I believe it's a float either way. So we can take the, so this one will just be the Y. So this will be when you press W or S, you're going to get 1 or -1. And if you stop, now I didn't think about if you stop. If you stop, I think we also want, is there stopped and canceled? Canceled, that's the one. And I can just canceled. All right, we're gonna, I literally just want, actually I don't want anything. Yeah, no, I don't need to know when it's canceled. Nobody cares. Nobody cares when it's canceled. What I do need is to do this, but for the X value. And then we can hop over to the movement, and whenever we, as long as it's not the same thing, then I mean, I really don't care. We're just going to new or current direction, new direction, like super stupid simple. Don't even need a function for it, but I'm gonna leave it there in case I change my mind later. That should do exactly what we want. There's probably a really easy way. I'm sure there's like some setting in there where you can have it single from composite. What does that mean? What is your deal? Cannot read type value. Single from composite. This vector to composite bound to down arrow. Oh, I forgot to change you to axis. Is that right? Left, right. Is that good enough? I don't know. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have to get rid of the way you were going, so I'll probably end up restricting one or the other. Actually, that's much better. I didn't think about that because, if I'm just ahead, I should be able to go down, sure. But like, if there's a body following behind me, I shouldn't be able to go back the direction that I came. So, also, I see what I did wrong here. I mean, for proof of concept, I guess. Like, this should do exactly what I was thinking. It doesn't do exactly what am I missing? What's your problem? Invalid operation executing this. Am I forgetting to do something? It's not a D-pad, it's an axis. 1D axis, negative O. Well, I wish it didn't delete the other ones, but negative being to the left and then positive being to the right. Can I not do like an alternate? I think I need to, if I wanted arrows, I guess I could duplicate this. I could make it arrow keys. Right arrow. Oh, that's the wrong way. There's like negative, no, positive should be W. Negative S. Two arrow keys. Down and up. Just in case anybody wants to use the arrow keys instead, that's fine. So that probably is what it was complaining about. I don't know if that just saved or not. I don't think it did. There we go. So now you can't see it, but if I hold, I'm gonna press down and hold it, and I can hit left, and I get it right, and it won't go down unless I let go and hit it again. I guess I could put logs or something to show that happening. So realistically, to further make this make sense, what I actually want to do is not just set the direction. This allows them to interrupt each other so that the last button that you hit is the one that actually gets used. But what I also need to do is make it where you can't go the other way. So if our current direction on any given axis if our current direction, this is not necessary. I'm probably going to bounce back and forth on that. One second. My bad. All right. So realistically, if I can just reference this. I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to reference this. So why I shouldn't be able to reference this? So if I do that, I mean if, right, uh, player this dot current direction dot, in this case x, is 0. So if we're not moving in the 0, so if we're not already moving in a 0, that's fine. Then we can do that. Or if we're not, sorry, if we're not already moving in a 0. I mean, if we're not already moving in the x direction, if we're not already moving in the y direction here, and then, I mean, I know that's not necessary. I don't know if it's good practice to do these in such small instances. I really don't think it matters in this particular case. I really don't think it matters at all. So we're going to do that. All right, so that allows us such that if we're moving up, I can't press down. I think it would help visualize if I put a log in here so we can see it. We could be like move x. No, that's gonna be hard to see. Value sample, and we're just gonna put the value horizontal, value vertical, so that we can see that I'm pressing it. Vertical, that's fine. Now, oh, what's the matter? There's a public field called mode. Huh? Axis composite registered as 1D axis. Oh, am I not supposed to? This is axis. 1D axis, negative, positive. Am I missing something? I don't know. Which side wins? I don't care. I don't know what that means. Let's see if it cares. Like, if it actually cares a bit. So, okay, if I press to the right. Oh, okay, hold on, I gotta get. So now, right, press to the left, to the right, nothing happens. Up, press down. I have to like move over before it happens. Okay, cool. So smooth, snaky behavior looking right now. That was way too long just to get here, but we're here now. Just to, for the sake of it, let me grab an image to make. How do I save this? Save image. I'm going to change it from just a triangle to some of the art that my girlfriend drew for this. Here. That like so. Kochi sprite sheet. Documents. Let me do a folder for rights, I guess. I'm gonna do folder. One of these. Game div. Right here. Oops. Now. They're cut up already. I don't know how well they look. That one, these didn't cut up very good. You didn't. Did you grid this? Is this like gridded? I don't know. Let's find out. By cell count. 2 columns. 5 rows. Oh wait, no, the other way. 5 columns, 2 rows. Wheel. Not quite. Not quite. I have no clue what size these are supposed to be. I'm gonna go with this size. That's not what I want to do. There's gotta be an easier way to do this. Because that's a different size. Okay, I'm unsure. Let me ask the person who drew them. I don't feel like figuring it out. And she sent it to me somewhere. I thought you did. Um, Alright, we're just gonna freehand it for a moment. We are going to freehand it. I want to say this one makes the most sense because it's like a full square. 1000 to 1013. What if I just make this 1000? What are you gonna do about it? Okay, you're gonna do that. 1000 to 1013 makes sense to me. 1000 to 113. Oops, what am I talking about? 13. Oh, it can't be that. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, that doesn't much fit, does it? I'm confused. I really only need this one anyway, it's fine. So we're just going to take that one. What are you? 6? Perfect. And just whatever. So we take this sprite render. Boom. That's huge. I forgot. Uh, Maybe something like that. I don't know. And then flip Y. There you go. Now you got a little snake head. Look at that. It just yeah, it doesn't turn. Yeah, duh. I could add that very simple. Transform is just the current direction, so we don't care about that. Meaning hold on, there's like a look at. Unity to be looked at. 1 second. I'm not doing all that. That's crazy. Transform look at target. Is that another thing? I could have swore that was a thing. Yeah, I mean, am I wrong? What does transform dot look at transform dot position plus current direction do? Right? Is that gonna do what I think it should do? Probably not. No. No, it really doesn't. I think I know what it is doing though. That's crazy. Okay. It's not that simple. So let's see how to book rotation. Rotation, we can rotate some amount of degrees. We want to exclusively rotate one axis. That is the z-axis. Yeah. We want to rotate the z-axis. Okay, cool. That's gonna be transform dot rotate. I think I can just put in the value. So 0, 0, some number. And then this number is gonna be oh, not const. What the axis? I guess z right. It's gonna be. I want to say 90 her direction dot x. Yeah, probably. and then 0 to 180. 180. I want to say the y, but if it's so if it's positive, I actually want it to be 0. If it's negative, I guess negative 180 doesn't really matter. Negative 180 times. Probably want the min between that and 0. I think. Should be able to do that. I don't need these in parentheses because it's a function. So this should limit the y, and this one is just, plus or minus 90. I mean, we're not having like a turning rotation or anything, so I don't think it matters too much. That's definitely something. Don't know why it's spinning like that. Because current direction x is -1, so 90. Oh, because it continues to rotation. Huh? Discord? What is this? Is that evenly divided? Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I just need to know how big each one of these squares is. Each one of them? 512 by 512? Okay, that's perfect. That's all I needed. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I realized why now. It's a little late. So 512 by 512, we can have... These are not 512 by 512. That's 512 by 512. Used to mean twice that? What is each one of these squares? Oh, it's 1024. Wow. Let me move it over some. I don't know. Let me see what these look like. Let me see what these look like. They're gonna be... I can't hear you, but you are. Alright, sorry, detour. So, I don't know why I can't see anything. I hope nobody's talking in the chat. 'Cause I cannot see it. It just says, welcome to chat room, welcome to chat room. Welcome to chat room. I don't see what the problem is. Oh, there we go. Now I can see some stuff. Alright. Anyway, yeah, no, it's just like freaking out because we're rotating it every time. What I want to do is set the rotation. So I want rotation. Quaternion. Quaternion. Dot Euler is, I believe I can do that. Well, I believe I can do that. So we're just going to set it to the X rotation that we want. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's definitely trying. That looks right. I don't know why left and right are the same. They shouldn't be. Because if I click on this, oh, they're both positive 90 for some reason. Wonder why. I wonder if it just can't take a negative. I don't see why it wouldn't be able to take a negative value. So if negative x, so this should be minus 1, should be minus 90. Then 180 doesn't seem to be working either. So what we're going to do is I want to see what you're doing specifically. And I'll probably put them back together. 0, y is this. And we're just going to bug.log rewrite x. Because I don't know why that wouldn't be doing what we expect it to do. So that's 90, sure. I mean, I can see that it's 90. Oh, I need it to not collapse. We have 90. That that does say negative 90, but it's plus 180 for some reason. Plus negative 180. Okay, so plus 180. So we're taking the minimum, or it's minus 180. So it's like, it is getting the right 90, but then it's flipping it over. So something about this is not liking it. So we have the difference between 180 times, oh, x, that's why. Not z, y. There you go. That's the problem. I was using the wrong variable. So we can, in fact, take this now. Very close. Sweet. Now I am just gonna flip this negative 90 times that and call it a day. I mean, I can leave these here. There's nothing wrong with doing it this way. It's just more lines. It's not necessary. And then I can just add them together in here. It's fine. So the rotation from the x and the y, and then we put that in. And then our snake head should always face the way that we're looking, or the way that we're going. And I'll de-error it later. It's something about the input system. I set it up wrong, and I don't know. There we go. So now we got that going. Cool. So making a grid is extremely easy. We can do one of two ways. We can either impose the movement. So this will be more of a movement speed. Realistically, is going to be more of a. I think actually it might be good to do game manager. So in the event that we want bigger or smaller grids in the future, I'm just gonna have like an object that's just gonna hold managers. It's just gonna hold information about the game world and the game state. And that's going to be a game manager or world manager maybe? World manager can handle because that can also handle like spawn rates and stuff like that. Food, like how much food you want to be allowed on the world at one time and whatnot. And it's going to be a manager, so we're going to want to take this. This is going to need to be public, public static input manager instance awake if instance equals no instance else destroy, just to destroy the whole game object. I don't really care. And we are going to assert as well. We're gonna have these just so we don't accidentally do anything. I want this whole awake statement. Assert. I want this to be one of these. Now, realistically, I could probably make like a parent mono behavior to do this part. The only problem with making a public static instance inside of that is that, you know, it's gonna check if the parent is as an instance rather than the child. So, and I don't feel like sitting here and figure that out right now. So instead, we're gonna have a world manager, and we're gonna have probably a bunch of public, like public float grid size maybe. We can default it to, I want to say maybe like a 5. So like a 5 grid. It's always going to be a square grid, so we don't have to worry. It's just going to be one thing. So we're going to do the direction times the world manager dot instance dot grid size. So actually the world manager doesn't need to not be destroyed. It can be destroyed on load because if we want several levels, we want each level to have these properties. So each level will have its own world manager. And in fact, I'll even change it to world manager in here so that they are two different things. Two different like game objects. Oh, I already have it in there. Yeah, let's put it twice. That's great. So grid size 5 by default. We're going to the movement direction that we want to use. Where was I? Yeah. So anyway, I want to get the current one. So the player is also going to be spawned on each stage. So one world manager per level, one player move per level. So these two both being singleton per scene should be fine. That means that they'll only reference that particular instance. So if we have a level where the characteristics of the character, like maybe they're sped up or something, you know, we can have that and not have to worry about these interfering with each other. They'll always reference whatever we have set up in that specific scene. So we have this, and then so movement speed is really gonna be like move rate, I guess. It's like a public float move rate. And what we want to do is return new wait for seconds move rate, right? So if you want to move, I think it's 1 divided, right? So it's like every 1 second. So if I put a move rate of, I guess we can say move tick. I don't care about all this anyway. We're just gonna put the move tick in there. So every tick we're gonna move. We're gonna wait for the next, wait for the next, and wait for the next. I would probably want to process things here. So we might want like a public static unity event on move, I guess. And then we might want like a at the top. So we're going to move first. Before we wait for the end, we might want to notify I'll move.invoke. Right, we might want to notify any listeners to say, hey, I've moved. So like, you know, pick up food, add score, check for collision, anything like that, that we might want to attach to that. Since it's not in the main loop, and we've effectively made our own timing for this loop. So it's not once every frame anymore, it's now on its own. So doing this, I can have it move slower, I can have it move faster. Move tick probably by default should be equals to 0.2 maybe. Would be a good default, like a fifth of a second. It's like a physics tick normally. I have to put that there for now. So we can run this. That didn't work great. Object, what is not set to an instance of a what? Move protein, move. Did I change the name of it or something? I don't. What's the matter? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Holy cow, it really does not like, I don't know. I'm just gonna delete these. Is that what it's complaining about? If not, I'll undo that. I don't know what all those errors are. No, that's not the problem. Okay, well, you know what? I can't undo. Oh, man. Is there like an undo button here? Oh, well. Whatever. What is this? Let me search it. Why not? The composite axis registered 1D axis has no public field called mode, which is a known issue. Specific versions of the Unity package usually related to the way it handles composite bindings. Okay. That's annoying to me too. On the list to add a toggle for this. Oh. Is it just a bug in the package itself? It seems like it's not my fault and or problem, really. Okay. I wish I could like specifically ignore this. Anyway, this is an actual error that I can do something about. What do I need to do? It says 42? No, wait. CS50 start whatever. And I move next. Object is not a reference. Move protein equals start coding this. I mean, do I care? What's the problem? I mean, both of these should exist before load manager.instance, right? Am I wrong? I mean, is it this? Let's try that. I don't know. I mean, is that going to tell me what the actual... I mean, I could understand if, like, World Manager doesn't exist yet or something. But no, I'm child 5, so something... Null reference object not set to an instance, player move plus something. Player move. We're doing it on start. Start move. I don't get it. Player move start, player move start move. We do this. Evoke move next. What do you mean? Oh, on move. I remember now. I remember. We need to on move equals new Unity event. I'm so dumb. I forgot to instantiate the object. My bad. My oh, clear that. Okay, something like that. 5 is a bit much. We're just gonna do a grid size of 1 because 5's crazy. Grid size of 1. I think in reality I'd probably just make the camera bigger rather than... Yeah, here you go. So now it's more, you know, like this. So that's something. And I can increase the rate at which it moves to like, well, I can decrease the rate to every second. I can do 0. Oops, maybe not that much. Look how fast he goes. There you go. You can do this if you wanted to. And this makes sure he's always, I lost him. Let's make sure he's always on the grid, and then we can spawn stuff on the grid. So having a, let's do the world manager, let's just do 1 by default. Okay, so with those two, I mean, we have this thing handling the actual movement of the snake. We have the input managing it. We have this. So what I probably want to do is set up, I'm gonna need to set up a system that is going to be the body segments. I guess right now they're just going to be the straight ones. We're going to be this called body player body move. So how do I want to do this? So player body move. I'm thinking I can make each of the other ones, each of the body segments could be like a child of this, like let's take this for example. I'm going to say body segment. Right, and this could be a child of that, and it could by default have an offset of -1. Okay, and let's say that we have 5 of these. They don't actually need to all have an offset of -1 yet. That's what the script is going to do. So for the script, we can just make it empty, right? Body segments, right? And we can put all of these in here. And then all we have to do is take this and we will take a public game object segment Is that how you spell segment? Segment container. All right, and we're just gonna make sure that that exists. So start assert that is not null segment container segment container, or rather I guess object not set to whatever. Right, if we have a problem. So either way, we're going to have, because the length of it's always going to change too, so we're probably going to want to do like a public void on move listener. So after we move, we might want like a vector2 that is last position or last pose, whatever. Last pose, we can do on start. I want last pose transform that position. We're going to do on move. We're going to, the last thing we're going to do is transform that position. Oops. That's like the last thing. So we're going to like do stuff here. But we're going to also player move dot instance dot on move. Oh no, not dot instance dot on move. Add listener on move listener. All right, and we don't care about the current position. I mean, we could pass in a vector2 that is the current position if we wanted to. Make it easier so things don't have to go, get it. Transform that position, and then vector2 new pose, right? And we can just say, all right, fine. Even though they're the same object, so it literally doesn't matter. So what we want to do, we have the last position and the new position, and what we want to do, I guess actually, I'm gonna ban that. How do I ban you? Ban. Thank you. Sweet. So, what was I? Let's see. So every time we move, I'm going to be able to do something. There's going to be, okay, inside of the container, there's going to be a list of children objects, child objects. So what I want to do, honestly, I think what I want to do is a list of these. Can I not list arguments? Oh, what do you mean? I thought it was like a list of something. I did not tell you to do that, that's why. List of generic collections of a vector2. So it's going to be a list of vector2s. I see. So, do you know which one? Okay. I see now. What's this? Oh, yeah. So what we're going to do is dot add. We're going to do this. At first, we're just the head every time. Every time the level loads, we're just going to be the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep track of our body length plus 1. So last pose dot add new pose, right? And what we're going to do is if last pose dot count is greater than segment container dot child transform dot child count plus 1, then we're going to take the first one out. So last pose dot, can I pop? Is that a thing? No. I need to remove. How do I remove item? I want to remove at 0. And I assume that that's going to, it's just going to modify it. Okay, so if it's greater than the amount that we have, then I want, or plus 1. So I want to keep track of the next one in case we get, if we move and then it ends up adding a body segment first before it ends up running this, then I will have a position for it. So for right now, I'm actually going to copy, I'm just going to do this twice. Ensure there is a buffer position. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the transform children, or rather body segments equals transform. I can actually just call this a transform, and I don't need that. Dot get children. Oh no. Dot children. Get component and children transform. Is that going to be an order though? I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to do for each transform child in segment container dot children. Oh yeah, I can't get a full array of them. Well, that sucks. That sucks. Segment container dot child count. We're gonna just do a traditional array then. We're gonna do transform child equals segment container dot get child of I. We're going to do child dot transform dot position is going to be equal to last pose. Can I do of I? Is that a thing? Yes. Okay, so I can just set them this way. So that should hopefully be enough. I mean, I doubt it's just going to work out of the box, but you know, here's hoping. We got body segments. We got the container here. Sure. Alright, take that. It should be exactly as I... Uh-oh. Not reference the instance of something. This again? What was the problem here? I forgot. On move. So awake always runs first, so this is going to exist. So it's not this time. I'm not sure what the actual problem is. It cleared and I didn't want it to. Okay, let's collapse. What do we got? Object not set to, we got player body move. Last pose. Oh yeah. Last pose equals new list. Can I do like this transfer position? Is this something I can do? No. I wonder if there is a syntax for this. I'm gonna look it up. Oh, yeah, duh. That makes sense. It's new list vector 2, and then I just do that. Yeah. We're just going to ensure that there's a buffer size or buffer position, which is just going to be this. So now it's a new instance. We do that, and we can now add and remove as needed. Cool, cool. Hit play. Let's try that. Well, we got one of them. What is this? It must be a non-negative number. That's literally not the line that's broken. It's player body move. This one. Child transform position. I is 0. Segment. Child count. Oh yeah, that's right. Because for debugging purposes, I'm gonna do last pose dot add transform dot position. Because we're gonna need, in a normal game, you're not gonna be able to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments. So I need to add 5 segments. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want your, isn't it? Yeah, it can be simplified. I don't want to simplify it because it's temporary. So we can do this, and it should have all of the segments that it needs. Nope. Well, you know what? It's definitely, in fact, something. I don't know why we're missing one. So the last position, if I just pause here, so this is the current position. This is last 0, last 1, 2, 3. And then the other, there's one at the end. So the last pose should be add new position, remove at 0. Does add append to the end? I assume it does, but I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 3. So that's not a problem. I is 0, get child of 0. It should always be the first one. So, get child of 0. What do we have here? What do we have here? Oh, they're like backwards. That's not ideal. Why are they backwards? So, oh, I see why. We're adding the new one. So we're going to do instead, this is going to be like so, and it's going to be greater than or equal to 0. Subtract And it's going to need to be -1 or it won't work. Perfect. So if we flip it around, it should be good. And then what I can do is I can take the head. Oh, nope, that didn't work. I don't know why. It's the same thing. How is it the same thing? So we take the end one. Oh, I understand now. That makes sense, actually. So because the eyes are the same. So I actually want to reverse it. So how can I add? Let's check. Let's do list T add to front. Can you add to the first position? Insert 0 item. Oh, okay. So instead of add, we want dot insert. At position 0 item. These don't matter. Okay, so it's an insert. I've never had to use that before. Let's try that. So we're gonna do this. Well. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm deleting at 0 and not deleting at the end. Dot. Is there some kind of push out the end? That would be great if there was. Insert range, remove all, reverse sort, trim. No, I don't think so. Maybe? Clone. It's probably remove at and then list pose dot or last pose dot count -1. So we're just gonna remove at the end of the list. So we're gonna add into the first, remove from the last. And then yeah, we should be able to have a little snake guy. And then what I'll do is instead of rotating the entire object, I'll just have a child be the head sprite. So this doesn't need a sprite render. I'm gonna copy it though. Copy component, remove component, and we're gonna have a empty head snake head, I guess, you know, and then we can paste as new component, put it here, and then we will where's the rotate? This rotation needs to apply to the head instead of the whole thing. So I guess I can take X direction and the Y direction. I'd rather not. It is referenced elsewhere. So yeah, no, that's fine. So we can take this. I'm just going to put it into body move because that's this class's job. And we're going to on move, going to go ahead and rotate head, I guess. Fine. We can do a void rotate head. And then we'll give it a direction, vector to direction. Right? Or we don't actually need that at all because we can do player move dot instance like that. So we have this, and then we're going to have a void move body segments. Past that, and then void update. take this and that. What's your problem? Why you don't like that? Rotate head, move body segments, update last position, new pose. Oh, I know why you don't like that, because it needs to be a vector too. Alright, so every time we move, we just want to do these three things. That should... Oh, I have to add a reference to it. So public transform head, I guess. That's fine. And then we want this head dot rotation. And then, yeah, now you just put it in, and hopefully it only rotates the head. So, oh man, I didn't even think about it. I'll have to write up some kind of way to rotate the body segments too. Like, rotating the head is easy. That's just what our current direction is. But Jesus, you good, man? To rotate the body segments, we're gonna want each segment's last position and its current position, and then I want to, I guess, rotate object, game object, segment. I guess we could say segment. Rotate segment, and then the vector to direction. We take direction, and we do this here. And then what we can do is rotate the segment to be head, and then player move dot instance dot current direction. Cannot convert to transform. Transform, that's a good point. It needs to be a transform. So segment dot that, yep, perfect. So we have these now, and then what we can do is for this one, we have I just want the direction, so we're gonna get not const, that's a different language. Vector 3 flat. Prev is child dot position. Vector 3 next is last pose of I. And we're just gonna set this to next, but we can also rotate segment child next minus prev should get us a dot normalized. So that should get us a direction that we can then, just, it should be good enough. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let's try it. I'm sure I forgot something. Oh, that's that's wild. How do you like that? I guess I probably forgot to, nope, I didn't forget nothing. So head, did I put just the head and not the snake head transform? I mean, to be clear, the whole object is not rotating, just the snake head, right? Yeah. So this, it's like, it goes to -60. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? You shouldn't care what the current position is. You should only care about the difference between your position and the next. If I go in a straight line, I mean, they're not lined up correctly, but I'm going vertically, I mean, obviously they're working. So why are you negative 63? Negative 63. Okay, direction X. Gotcha. This is actually so if it's down, if it's positive one, it's going to be 180. It's probably something to do with this. I mean, negative 90 direction X should be fine. But then the Y is going to be... It works for the head. Why doesn't it work for these? Let me think. Something about the 180. So if the difference is a positive 1, then the difference is... If the difference is a positive 1, then what am I thinking of? Oh yeah, so difference positive 1, 180. We take the min of 0. So it's only, we only care if it's negative 180, which is, you know, minus 1 times 180. That should, yeah, that same logic should still apply, because we just want it to go to 0 if we're looking up. So if positive, if we're going up, we want it to be 0. So maybe something about this, like debug.log value of direction for child. And then I guess I would normally put that into a variable, but we'll just do that and then do child. So that'll tell me which one is doing what. Obviously, like the negative 63 should not be possible. It's got to be either 90 or 180. Okay, so pause that. That shouldn't be the case. So current position. Oh, what is the current position then? Pre, next, I guess. But what is that? Because they shouldn't be. That would imply that they're diagonal in some way, and they shouldn't be. The next position should be straight to the left, to the horizontally or vertically. There shouldn't be any diagonals. And then pause that. So what do we got? 6475. Really? So the current position is absolutely not. Oh. I wonder if it's, because I think dot position, is it dot? No, it's world space, yeah. So why are we saying that the previous is like clearly not the values? Because they're like negative something? Oh, it's not that. This is in local space. I don't, how do I change this to to global? Properties. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So it's not important, I guess. Here's what I'm going to do instead. We're just going to try to figure it out. So we go positive and down. Okay, so clearly, obviously, these ones are wrong. 4, 6 being this one's like full position, it's fine. 5, 7 doesn't seem right. So 6 and 7, so that implies that it's going to go up once. But why would it go up once? I don't know if I can serialize a list. Can I? I don't know if Unity will display this as an array or not, or if I'm going to need to have an array that I just constantly set equal to it. So I want to see, yeah, okay. But we'll see this change over time. Yeah, that looks right. So you can see these, like, it's only changing the direction that we're moving. But I don't know what it's using. Clearly it's not using the same value. It's like 0, 0, 3. Which one? This one? So this one's the first one. This one should be using, in this case, 1, 7, I think. So 1, 7. 1, 7 is nothing. 1, 7 to 1, 7 is nothing. What am I missing? It's, we start at 0, we do the segments. We get that particular child. We want to get the last position of I. Yes. So the first one should be the first one. We only insert them at the end. So by the time this is getting called, it's not. By the time this is getting called, it's not. This should be the 2 or the 1, 7. That's fine. So get the current position and then the last position. So, but the current position should not be. That's confusing. The current position should not be unless it. Nope, it's not like inside of the thing. Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Whenever I move the player, I move the whole dang player. So instead of moving the whole player, I want to move the actual graphics. I just want to move the graphics. I don't want to move the graphical pieces, not the whole thing. That's the problem. Okay. Unless there's an easier way to do this. Let me think. So we actually update the position first. And then, so if we move up 1, move all the children up 1. And if we change direction, it has to like bend them afterwards. Oh, let me think. So this is not a reliable previous position. Hmm. This is not a reliable previous position, but instead, what can we infer? We can infer that it's going to be this plus 1. 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. We're back. What was I doing? I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Hey, look at that. It works perfectly. It's weird looking, but it's doing its thing. And I can totally take this and I can move the tick down to like, look at that. Alright, now another thing I want to do is have maybe some bounds of some kind. Maybe like, don't they have a volume? I don't want to, or box volume. I've never used volumes before. Let's try this. Let's do map bounds or world volume, right? Volume. Right, I want to see how much information I can get out of this. It is gonna, I don't know about blending distances or what can I do with this? I want to set the 0. Yeah, I want to set the 0. I want to make sure this size is maybe 10, 100, 75, oh, 55, 2.5, 3, 4, whatever. Alright, and then maybe like that, maybe less, maybe more like 30, yeah, 30. Alright, so then we got this box here that I want the thing to stay in. I really don't need a blend distance. What happens? What does this do? And where do I edit this? Sample scenes? Yeah, what does this volume do? Oh, that's not at all what I thought it did. Okay. Right, then that's not what I wanted. I thought I could define like the world space that way. So what I'll probably do is Unity, I want to know kind of where the collision stops, I guess. On exit, we get a collision to determine the exit point, the array, the contacts. I want to see what we can do with this. So definitely not going to need a volume, but what we are going to want is a, eventually we'll do a tile map, but for now I'm just going to do a box. This is going to be world space, and it is going to be, in fact, the world manager, we have the grid size. I think what I mean to do, hold on, babe. Instead of grid size, I think I need cell size, and then public float grid size is let's try just 5 by 5, and this is actually going to be an int. And what we're going to do is take the world space code. What we're going to do is start, we're going to the world space col dot bounds. That's just a get. What's the? It's like a. There's a key for it. Box collider 2D. Oh, it's the box collider 2D size. It's the size. So box collider. Whoops. 2D. Dot size is equal to new vector 2 of dot, or actually it's just going to be vector 2 dot 1 times grid size times cell size. Should be fine. And then worlds, it should already have like a position of 0, 0. So I should be able to see that. Also, give me just a second. All right, 0, 0 that. I'm gonna stay in edit view so that I can see the grid size grow. Oh, world manager, that, world space. Okay, look, that's perfect. And then so now we should be able to, this, yeah, this is gonna not be a, is trigger? No. I don't care if it's a trigger or not, because we're not, the player, this needs a box collider 2D. Is going to be the size of a cell. So we're going to have to, on start, I am going to, just whatever, set the size of, I'm going to do player move dot instance dot get component, get component box collider 2D dot size is equal to vector 2.1 times cell size. So the head collider will always be the size of one cell. Should be correct. So that's not going to visually change. What is going to change is, I guess we might want the scale actually. So, because if I scale this up, I think like first we want to link these, right? And if I scale this up, I think it scales everything. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that instead. So instead of this, we're going to do transform dot scale dot local scale lossy scale, the global scale of the object, new equals vector 2, no, vector 3 dot 1 times cell size. I can't set it. I can only dot scale. I can set that one. So if I were to set the world cells to 2, 3, whatever. So grid size is going to be like 5, right? It should immediately update the size of the guy. Yeah, perfect. So now I don't ever have to worry about it. Those things, it's just going to automate itself. Perfect. Okay, cool. Now what do we got to do? We need to, right, we need to, I guess the world space can be part of the world manager. That's fine. And then what we can do is on collision exit, I'm just going to fire something. So we're going to have managers. world manager, create this world space. I think that's all I want. World space. Did that work? Yep. Okay, cool. World space. So we're gonna grab the world space here, and we are going to on collision exit 2D. Right, collision. I think it's collision contacts, but basically we're gonna have a public Unity event. For now I'm just gonna pass the whole collision 2D. You good over there? I'm gonna pass the whole collision 2D. It's gonna be on player exit, right? Start on player exit equals new that, and then on player exit dot invoke collision, right? And then we also want like a if collision dot collider dot layer, or rather collision dot collider dot game object dot layer. I think it's like this is layer mask dot get mask for player. Is that not right? Dot includes? I don't. What is the? Actually, I don't need to do this, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the player on a layer. It's gonna be the player layer, and here we're gonna do space layer. You're going to be on the space layer. You're going to be on the player, yes. And then we're gonna go into the physics, project settings, physics, the collision matrix. So for the space layer, only the player is gonna interact with that. So player interacts with that. Default doesn't. Yep. So now it doesn't matter, because they're not gonna do it anyway, or they're not gonna. Nothing else is gonna hit it. So that's just what this is gonna do. It's literally just gonna notify, hey, this thing has happened. So we're gonna take the world space, not the world space collider. I guess we could do like a public void set size, float size maybe, and then we could get component collider 2D, maybe even like a box collider 2D, right? Dot size equals vector 2.1 times size, right? And then we don't need to get this at all, but we need a world space. And then world space dot set size, and then just take these, and that should be fine. What did I copy? Oh yeah, it's fine. Nobody cares. All right. So now that can set its own size, we're not worried about that. And we don't have to, now we have access to the full world space, which is going to include the listener. So we're going to do a void update. No. On player exit listener. What did I call it? Yeah, on player exit listener. We're gonna take a collision. For now, it's just gonna be that. Start. We're gonna do world space. Dot on player exit. Dot add listener. On player exit listener. Right. Oh, it's a collision 2D. Yeah. Yep. Nice. So we should be able to basically take. When did I had something open a second ago. I think it's like contacts, collision dot contact. 2D point contacts. Retrieves all contact points. I really just want like the. I don't know. How to tell where the collision stops. Let's see. I guess I want to see like. I guess I want to see what that looks like. If I can see what that looks like. Be very helpful. So we exit. Alright, did I get it at all? I should probably remove that other console log actually. So value, we don't care about you. I'm just gonna get rid of that. On collision exit should evoke, and then it should print something. What is this problem? World space dot set size. Oh yeah. I need to world space equals get component in children world space. Alright, cool. So we can do that so that it's not nothing. Because it can't be not nothing. We're gonna do like so. It's gonna go out of bounds and nothing's gonna happen. Interesting. Why? Why does nothing happen? It doesn't seem to care. Okay. I literally realized I don't need to do this at all. Don't need you. Absolutely don't need you. And I don't need this either. I kind of just wanted to make a visual, I guess. Not necessary though. Oh, what's going wrong here? Oh, I'm hitting enter over and over again. Yeah, we don't care about that. So instead, actually what we want to do is this is fine. And then what we want to do is on player exit. I don't really care, but what we want to do is on move listener. So void on move listener vector 2 new pose, right? And then what we can do is player move instance dot on move. Is it not right? Oh no, it's on move dot add shit. Add on move listener, right? And so what we can do is we can take this and what we can do is if if uh if new pose dot x oh if new pose shit x is less than negative grid size, well it doesn't matter, grid size times cell size, or how do I do, is there like a quick shorthand for out of range? Let's see if there's like a, you can do that. That doesn't seem like it's real. Is that real? That doesn't seem real, but I'll see what's up with that. Maybe is greater than cell size times grid size and less than negative cell size times grid size. Is this real syntax? I don't I don't know. It doesn't seem to be like a I do cell size. Constant value of type float. Oh, they have to be, it has to be a constant. Okay. I've never used the is. Never seen that. Anyway, hmm. Uh, bound, bound, float bound is equal to cell size times grid size. If new pose x is less than negative bound, or new pose x is greater than bound. What's your problem? Bound is not a vector. Oh, that is a vector though. So, I mean, we can do the operations separate from one another so that they're not like mutually exclusive or anything. Or they don't try to do it at the same time, I mean. Yep. What the fuck, dude? I don't know what I'm talking about. X, well, that doesn't actually help, does it? Dude, I'm so tired. It's crazy. Yeah, people joined and then left. That's fair. So we could take the X. We could take the minimum value. Well, that's not what I want. I want to inflect it over. Flip it. I want to take. Hmm. You know what? I could probably mod it actually. I might not need this. I might need player move, and on move, we can probably get the world manager have an instance. The world manager has an instance. The world manager dot cell. I guess I want not that. Yeah, cell size, grid size, instance. That's what it is. Instance dot cell size. World manager instance dot grid size. Stop complaining. What world bound is this? So plus equals direction. I guess we want a new vector 3 new position is equal to transform dot position plus that. And what we're gonna do is new position is new vector 3 new position dot x. I want to say mod world bound by 2. World bound by 2. I need to do this? I don't know. Minus. What is that going to do? Because it would be 0, right? So it's going to put you in the middle. And if I put the center of the world in the bottom left corner, then I guess we won't have to worry about it. It should be as simple as this. And we can start you off somewhere else. Why? I realize I don't need to do this. I can just, this is 0. So 0 divided by anything is still 0. So new pose is it's just going to be itself. Can you mod a vector though? No. No, you can't. That would be a cool function though. Right. So world bound times 2. I don't want the world bound times 2 yet. I know. Well, if I put it in the bottom corner, like I said, it's not going to matter. So we're going to do new pose, and we're going to do transform dot position equals new pose, and then we can also pass that into this, so we don't have to worry about it. That is going to make things like the tail and whatnot look funky at first. I'm going to need to handle that exception. But it should do something. It absolutely. Hey, there you go. Okay, cool. So what we can do is we can actually move the camera to be, what size are you? 15? So if I did like Put my cursor here. I did, or it doesn't matter if I do like 15. I actually need to do 30. Nope. That sucks. It's not like that. So we're gonna do probably like there. Yeah, 25. Whatever. I'll fix this up to work perfectly fine. 12, 25, maybe even 13. Sure. So we can start there. And then what we're going to want to do is the world manager 000. That's fine. This means that I don't think I need to change anything else. I mean, I might need like a representative grid, I guess. Yeah. Oh, okay. But if you go minus, it doesn't do anything. So it protects against going to the left and going up, as you can see, which is perfectly fine. I don't know if we're going to bump into walls or not, but it's still a way that I can detect if we're too far off to the side. So that's fine. It does seem like it's not the right shape either. That's fine. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do? We want to... We want to... Oh, the minus. So like if we go below 0, but like I see now. Yeah. So if we go below 0, I want to be. So I mean the mod thing works if you go too high. So what happens if we go too low? If we go too low, how do I want to do that? This is not the right file, this one. So if we go too low, what do I want to do? So we have the world bound. But I guess this. Oh no, I had it and I lost it. What was it? So we take the world bound, we can dang. Was it? This is 0. Add. This is 0. I guess an easy way would be like some 0. I mean, you could do that, I guess. Definitely want to wrap it around. So, well, yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that. So, as simple as checking if it goes too low. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Very simple. I think that's perfect. Did I see what I thought I saw? Okay, so it needs to be like a -1. And then it should be fine. We're only moving in, you know. Okay, we definitely want to, yep, that's perfect. The snake goes in. Oh, you should not be able to do that. I don't know why that was happening. Oh, okay. So you have to wait. That's something that I can very easily fix, is that the move simply needs to wait. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we need a tick specific one. For current direction, probably want like a desired direction, actually. Probably want like vector 2 desired direction, I would assume. Desired direction. We're gonna like F2 desired direction so that changes current direction. Well, no, that's not what I want to do either. We go to input manager, and current direction is not what I want to do. I want to do desired direction. And the current direction is, so the current direction is only gonna, you can change the desired direction as many times as you want in between ticks, but we only change the current direction to, so the input manager is going to check against the current direction. So we're going to do desired direction. So that'll make it where at the beginning of a tick, we capture the current desired direction, process it, and then evoke with the new position, and every other thing is using the actual current facing direction. But the input manager can set the desired direction, so it's like, oh, if I span the buttons, I want to change it 6 times in one tick, right? I mean, before it wasn't a problem. Now that I'm thinking about it, because the actual movement only happens on a tick. But the problem is that the input manager doesn't check. So if I update this 6 times, then it's going to allow me to put in 6 different inputs. That's the problem. So I want to separate the input from what is actually happening. And with that, I do believe I mean, I can go in a circle because I haven't done that yet, but I am just spamming it. Yeah. And then the last thing I will do is go back in here because I thought that these were problems. I'll just put the arrow keys back in for anybody who wants them. Negative would be A, which is left. And this is right. And you can also go down and up. All right, cool. So all in all, I mean, pretty good. Value vertical, value horizontal. I don't need these anymore. I don't really care if the user spams them. It's not going to cause any problems. Let me think. I guess another thing I could do is have like a graphic that maybe like inside of the world manager, we can create a sprite that's just a square. Right, and we'll say background, background. And then I'll go in here and I'll just a quick graphic so that we can see things. In the world manager, we'll do a public transform world graphic. And then on start, we'll do world graphic dot transform dot scale. Local scale equals vector 3.1 times cell size times grid size. Nope. What are you being used on? If I comment that out, is it going to break something? Yes, assert. Alright, that's fine. So we want to set the scale, and then we want world graphic dot transform dot position is equal to vector 2.1 times this divided by 2, I believe. And I think it can interpret that already as a vector 3. So I'm going to do the background, have it dynamically create. We're going to make it kind of a not that color. Maybe we'll make it like a blue or something. Yeah. And then what I'll do is go into the camera settings, rendering, nope, environment, solid color, black. Alright, and then what we need to do is also have a sorting layer. We're going to add a background, I guess. And I think background. So these should render on top, I thought. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe this needs to be player. Yeah, it looks like that's the case. So these need to be, it doesn't need to say background, it needs to say player. Player. It's gonna be on top of everything else. So, isn't it adorable? Look at her. So look at this. Watch this. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on, I forgot to set it. Nope. It'll have to be another day. It's already late. But we can do this little run. Look. Oh, it's slightly... I see. Let's do a +1. +1. We definitely want a grid size +1. And then grid size +1. Just a little, I guess it would be 0.5 actually, 0.5. Because we want it to be offset from the thing. So, watch this. Oh, somebody left. My one viewer. Oh, that didn't work. Aw, why didn't that work? Oh, it needs to be minus? Minus 0.5? Probably just needs to be minus. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, so I can get rid of this part. Actually, I just need grill size, grid size, whatever. Anyway, look at the final doohickey. Well, not final, but the initial. Here's what we got. Snake games usually aren't this hard. It's usually much simpler than this. I don't know. Okay. I don't know why it's like, I don't need the graphic to line up like that. It's fine. You can see like it's offset, the graphic is, with the blue. You see how you like, it's a little bit in the black. I don't know why that happens, unless it's, this needs to be -1. I want to find out now. What do I need to do? I haven't eaten yet. Huh? Yeah. Oh, wait, look, that worked. Look at it. So look at it now. A little snake guy. So I'm also spamming buttons. You can only go in the directions that I allow you. I haven't done the whole checking to see if you ran into yourself thing. So I don't know if you want this world thing or not. What I can do is literally have a um like a public bool world wrap, right? And then what we can do is, I don't need the on move listener because we don't care about that. So public bool equals true. So world wrap, we're gonna do world wrap. We're gonna do if world wrap. We're going to do this. We'll take these. We're gonna say if world manager dot instance dot world wrap. Do those. Otherwise, don't do the middle. And then what's going to happen is on move, I can go back over here. Put this function back. I can say world wrap. Yeah. I can be like, in here I can say check for out of bounds and trigger lose game. Easy, right, babe? So now we can have dynamic settings saying, hey, do you want the world to be out of bounds? You could have easy hard mode. So you can say world wrap right here. You can say the cell size and cell count, for example. Like if I want the cell size to be 3, and I want this to be, what is 3 squared? 36. Not 3 squared, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, no, that's too big. I think 25 might still be enough. 3 squared is not 6. Yeah, 6 squared. So, is this gonna be too much? So you can see how you got bigger? So what I'll probably do is just like set the camera size somewhere. Like orthographic, obviously. How do I wish I could set like render exactly this many pixels. Display one, settings, volumes, rendering. Yeah, I mean, I would love for it to be viewport. Huh. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's some rendering settings that I can change. I can figure that out later. I don't need to do that right now. So that's what we got. It all dynamically builds the doohickey and everything. So I got basic movement. Next I'll probably finally implement some of your art. That's fine. For at least the snake body. There's a little bit more logic that I need to do for like telling the corners that they're corners. And that's about it. And then flipping them to the right direction. Huh? Why? It should look fine. It'll look fine. And then I guess I'll add some fruits. Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna cut. That's the end of stream. I will say bye, I guess. Bye.